All right, we are live. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? Hope all is well. I'm here with Lindy,
Yeah,
and we have, how you doing?
good. Yeah, it's like 9:30 in the morning here, so Saturday morning. I'm doing
Yep.
well. Doing well.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's 4:30 p.m. on Friday here in the US. Well, in my state, not everywhere, but awesome. Good. So we have finished 3 weeks of doing this arm challenge. I am wearing a tank top. I'm a little nervous, but I figured maybe I'll show a little bit of, my arms. I don't know. We'll see how brave I get. But I mean, we
You're
showed those
braver than
pictures. We showed those pictures, but it's kind of warm. It's kind of warm today, so I've been hanging out in a top in a tank top today. So you're an Aussie in North Texas.
wow.
Awesome. Well, welcome.
We were
I'm
there
curious.
last week. Was that
Yeah.
North Texas time? I don't know.
Well, it was more like East Texas, kind of. I don't know. Texas
Okay.
is big, so I'm not sure where the official cutoff is between North and South. But where is North Texas? Fill us in. And I also am curious to know, how did an Aussie end up living in Texas? So
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Oh, okay. Hey, how are you? Good to have you here. Okay, Sherman. Okay, I've heard of Sherman, Texas. All right. So I'm going to have to look up and see where that is in relation to where we were, just so to satisfy my curiosity. Let's
Yeah,
see.
we were at in Austin for the Hack Your Health event, but we were staying in Wimberley, which is a beautiful little place. Had the
That's right.
best time.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Sherman is actually north of Dallas. It looks like it's right on the real close to the Red River. And it looks like it's fairly close to the border of Oklahoma as well, from what I can see. So, okay, so that is definitely North Texas for sure. Yeah, near the Oklahoma border, north of Dallas. Okay, cool. Awesome. So, okay, so we have finished 3 weeks on the arm flab challenge. Um, bef- how are you doing? I know last week you were feeling kind of beating yourself up a little bit because you missed some days
Yeah,
and
I
you had
missed
so
it.
much blood of support.
I missed quite a few days. Yeah, family life happens. You had a few little, hospital runs for the kids and all that kind of stuff. But we're all, still, I didn't do it yesterday because I was back at hospital yesterday with one of my girls. But every
Mhm.
other day I was able to do, and I did it on my vibration plate. So I had the arm exercises, and I don't know, I just find it easier because if I do have that
Okay.
downtime, it sort of vibrates that pain out of your arms, and then I was able to get back into
Oh,
it a lot quicker. So I don't know
interesting.
if anyone else has done it because I've heard a few people doing their exercises on the vibration plate. Do you experience that as well? I'd love to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
would
was
love to hear that
in,
too. So you were
mm,
able to balance okay, and you didn't have
yeah,
any issues. Yeah. Because I
yeah,
know I heard that people doing it on their rebounder, and to me that is an accident waiting to happen. I
yeah. No,
would
I couldn't do it on the rebounder. I
you
do.
might be
I
able
use
to
my
gently bounce.
yeah. No, I lose my balance on that because you just I'm not straight. I've got a lot of weight in the front and in the back of me, so I just lean forward a little bit and I'll topple over. So, but on
Yeah.
the vibration plate, I'm standing straight and I make an effort to push my shoulders back so I am standing upright. And I just holding that core in as well and having that vibration. I find I'm a lot more stable on that. So my feet are not moving. I'm firmly planted in place. But
Okay.
I don't think I could do it on the rebounder. That's yeah, a bit too much for me.
Yeah. So the vibration plate, I mean, obviously it must be affecting your whole body. In order for it to make your shoulders do better with this exercise, it must affect everything.
It does. You can feel it all the way up. And if I lean forward or if I squat on it, you can actually feel it working different muscles in your body. So
Okay.
just by doing different movements, you can feel different parts. And if I lean forward, my whole face vibrates. It's really weird.
Really?
Yeah, it's just you can actually
Really?
feel it. Yeah, but when I do the challenge, I actually stand straight, push my shoulders back, and then try and do it. So then if I do get tired, I put my arms just like this, so not all
Yeah.
the way down, but then my arms are vibrating, and that kind of shakes that pain out. And then I seem to be able to get
Oh,
into it a little bit quicker. Whereas if I'm not on the vibration plate, I have to drop my kind of crash.
interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Deb wants to know if did you ever sit on your vibration plate?
No, I haven't. I don't think I'd be able to get up from it. I didn't sit on it.
Yeah. Okay. That could be a whole different kind of vibration going on there.
Yeah. And people, I've heard of people like doing planks on the vibration plate because that works your shoulders. So it basically escalates your muscle movement. So a plank is
Okay.
obviously really good to do, but if you're on the vibration plate and doing it, it just works it you a little bit harder. So there's quite a
Does
few
it help?
YouTube videos.
Does it help blood flow? Like, is it helping the blood? I know it helps the lymphatic system. Does it help blood flow to the? Obviously, it must. If it's helping lymphatic system, it must be helping blood flow.
I think so. I get very cold legs and arms, especially in winter, like at the moment. And like when I go to bed, it takes me forever to warm up. So I actually jump on the vibration plate before bed. That gets everything moving. I assume it's getting that blood flowing because then I hop into bed and I'm cozy, snug and warm. So it's because it's blood's moving in my feet. Whereas I think when I'm cold, that blood doesn't flow. So yeah, I think it does.
Interesting. So Deb doesn't have one yet, but has hip issues. So yeah, it might be something to look into. And severe neuropathy. Do you know if it helps with neuropathy?
Yeah, it does. I have neuropathy in my left foot. And it definitely helps with that. But I think you do have to be careful if you've had surgery in your hips or your plates and things in your knees. You need to speak to your doctor. You shouldn't be doing it unless speak to your doctor about it. Because I had that surgery. I do have a dodgy hip from carrying so much excess weight, and I get very weak in it, and I don't have any issues with the vibration. I haven't had surgery on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have hip issues too. I feel like it's inflammation because it comes and goes, and I feel like it's directly related to my diet, because depending on what I eat, it can flare up or not, and also too how much sitting I'm doing, of course. So Josephine says, I'm hoping the next challenge will have to do with hips. I don't know if you guys took a look at the link I put after last week's session of the guy. It turns out he's from the UK who is a physical therapist for 50 plus, people. I had a video of his pop up just recently with some specific hip exercises to help strengthen your hips. So that may be one to look into.
Definitely up for that. If you want to do that, I'm happy to jump in on that one.
That would be a good one. Yeah, I would like to continue for sure, because it's good to have this support and to, work on, getting our fitness in better shape. So that might be one to look into. I will
into a position where we have like the arm challenge and the hip challenge. So one day we do arms, the next day you can do the hips, and just alternate different exercises and with different parts of the body. So
exactly. And so how long are you able to go without taking a break on the arm workout?
Probably 30 seconds now on each of the exercises before I take my first break. Yeah, but not all. Some of them I can do all of them. That last one, that's still the prayer move. I still can't get it. Like I just think I've got too much in between to keep my arms together. I've got too much skin.
I've
You know, my boobs
found
are in
that if I
shape.
go higher, like if I get my elbows up higher, I do better. Like if I have them down lower, it's harder, but if I can put them up higher, I do better. But
Yeah, I've
yeah,
had
I
some other
have
people still struggling. Yeah,
yeah, oh, metal hip and spine fusion. Yeah, that's hips are a
definitely see
problem for sure.
that.
So I had started out my week. So I'll just give you an update on how I did this week. So I had started out this week with the goal of just doing like counting how many times I had to take a break. And so the first day I did it, it was like 8 times. And then the next day I did it was 7 times. And then I realized that I was making myself more sore because I was pushing myself beyond where I think I was ready. I was just, I think, overly ambitious
Yeah,
because I have days where I feel stronger and I can go longer, and I have days where I feel weaker. And I think that doing it that way kind of maybe set me back a little bit because I was pushing myself too much. And I think it just really reminded me that like I set a goal for myself to be able to go through the whole thing within the 30 days. And I'm thinking that was not a realistic goal. That's not going to happen. And I just have to own it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just not fit enough to get
yeah,
there at this point. And I do believe someday I will get there, but I'm not there yet. I think it's just too much time of being so sedentary and not really working my muscles that it's hard. So I ended up kind of going I backed off a little bit from what I was doing just to give myself a chance to kind of recover. And so what I'll do is I go as far as I can with each exercise, and then I'm letting myself rest the rest of the time. But whereas before I was kind of going as far as I can, and then I'd rest for maybe 10 seconds, and I'd pick it up again. But I was finding I kept getting really sore, and I was like, the next day I was like, oh my gosh, So I'm doing it more like probably what you're doing.
yeah.
So yeah, so I can most of the exercises, like when I look at the countdown clock, it's a minute and a half, and I can get to 30 seconds left on most of the exercises. Not all of them, but I'd say most of them.
Mm.
Some of them a little bit longer than that, and some a little bit shorter than that. I'm finding the prayer exercises is getting easier. I can go down to the 30-second point where I only have 30 seconds left. Um, but then I find that later on, like the more I go, the more I'm stopping at 45 seconds in.
Yeah, you
And,
get tired.
and yeah, exactly. I get tired. One thing I found now, the last week I talked about, the palm down pulses.
Yes.
They're getting easier this week.
Mhm. Oh, good.
So yeah, they're getting easier this week. And for some reason this week, the walnut crushers, the second to the last one, are getting harder. So like I don't know what to do. It's like I just have to keep doing this and pushing forward and doing as much as I can. And the roof raisers. Now I know 2 weeks ago when we had our first check-in, I had been cheating on the roof raisers. I did mention last week I stopped cheating. Like I was sitting
Yeah.
down and doing them. Yeah, I stopped cheating on those, and I actually started standing up and doing them. And so um, I can actually do probably down to about 45 seconds. So it would probably do about half of it without having to take a break with that. So, oh,
Yeah.
baby
I still
steps.
struggle with that last one. Yeah. But I like the strategy, just taking it slow. And you have to listen to your body, because if you hurt yourself,
Mhm.
it just throws you off and take a few days to recover, and then you kind of lose that momentum. So, yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah. So, hi, hey, Robin. Good to see you
hi.
here. 5 breaks. That's fantastic.
Wow. Fantastic.
That is
Yeah.
really, really good. Yeah, super,
So
super
do
good.
you do yours first thing in the morning, or do you do it later in the day? same time every day? Like
I do
when,
it about the same time every day, but I've been doing it later. My husband gets up for work at like 1:45 in the morning, which is insane. It's not morning, it's still the middle of the night. And so,
yeah,
but because of that, he goes to bed really early. Like he's in bed by like 7:30 in the evening. And
yes.
so after he's asleep, that's my time to go do stuff. So I'll just, I crochet and, I relax and I read, and then before I go to bed, I'll do it. I maybe should do it in the morning. Potentially I might do better. I haven't experimented around with different times of the day. Um, so maybe I would do better if I did it first thing in the morning. When do you do
I do
yours?
mine. Yeah, I do mine in the morning. My husband
Mhm.
goes to work about 3 a.m., so he's an early start too.
Yeah, same thing.
And
He starts
then,
at 3 a.m.
yeah, so then I get up about 7 or 8 or sometimes 6. And I get up,
Yeah.
I do the rebounder as well. So I do my exercises and then I jump a little bit on the rebounder just for like 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how I feel, have my shower and then get going. But I like
Okay.
to get it out of the way first thing. And then once I come down here, I let the birds out, as you probably hear them
Okay.
before. I can't do anything with the birds. They're on my shoulders, on my head, and they kind of get,
Oh, yeah. There you go. Well,
yeah,
maybe this coming week I will try that. Maybe I'll try doing it first thing in the morning
yeah,
instead of last thing as part of the day. That would be good. And see if it makes a difference. So Robin said I actually skipped 2 days instead of one as I missed July 4th. It was much better today. I always cheat on the roof raises and do alternating arms for a while. They're they're hard. Yeah. Those are, I mean,
that's it.
especially since they're the end. They're the last one too. By then your arms are fatigued.
But you're still moving, so I still take that as a win. You're still doing one at a time. It's still a bit of movement. So yeah, don't beat yourself up
Right.
on that. Also,
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. She does hers later in the day. Yeah, I did miss one day this week. It was a busy day, and then my daughter and I went to a concert in the evening, which is when I usually do it. I wasn't even thinking, oh yeah, I should probably do these earlier, and just blanked in my mind. So um yeah, so I missed one day, but I did all the rest. So I guess that's okay, you know. But
yeah,
I'm just kind of like what Robin said, skipping a day. It was actually like better when you come back. So I think
yeah,
that if we get to if we, once this is done, if we do an alternating, like if we do a hip challenge and we can maybe do, continue doing the arms, but do the hips on the other days.
yeah, and that
And
just gives that passion. Yeah, I love that idea. And it's just to
yeah,
keep it
absolutely.
consistent, doing that movement throughout the week. So you've got your
Mhm.
15 minutes or whatever it is to do that little bit of a workout. It's something, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to know, so do you, when it came to this arm workout, did you actually set a goal for yourself for the end of the month?
I just want to be able to do it, just continue the 30 days. So I'm obviously proud because I didn't do, yeah, a lot last week. But I'd like
Mhm.
to just be able to continue this after the 30 days. I don't want to just do a 30-day challenge and then that's it, forget about it and go
Yeah.
back to doing nothing. So I'd like to be able to get into some like a routine, a consistent routine, and have this as part of my everyday lifestyle moving forward. So that
Right.
is my new goal. And if I miss a day here or there, whatever, but just trying to keep as
Yeah.
consistent as I can. So
Yeah. Do you find that the accountability of knowing that we're going to be talking about it on Friday is helpful?
it does help for sure. Just yeah,
Yeah.
talking about it in the Meat Sisters and knowing I've got a live and I have to report to everyone. Maybe
It
they've
helps
done it all.
me too. Yeah, it helps me too. I've never done I mean, I've done a challenge before where I, make videos for my channel, but I think it really does help to have somebody to do it with, to know that we're going to be talking about it, and it's motivating. So I have my days where I don't feel motivated, and if it was just me doing it by myself, I probably wouldn't do it. But I find that I push myself to do it, knowing that I'm going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
and
And to
there's an
know that,
accountability there.
yeah, and to know that other people are also struggling doesn't make me feel like a failure, because I felt like a failure at pretty much everything. So that other people are struggling with the exercises and not being able to do the full thing is really great. Yeah. So we just
Exactly.
each other.
Yeah, exactly. And I know we have a lot of people that are doing the challenge with us that are older than us.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so that's good. I mean, and some of them are doing a lot better than I am, but it depends on your fitness level where you start out at. And
Exactly.
yeah, so I do find that it's definitely very motivating. And for me, fitness has always been something I've really, really struggled with. Um, Part of it is because with my mast cell disease, I had exercise intolerance for decades, and I would exercise and feel worse instead of feeling better. And
Yeah.
so it was very easy to just not even exercise at all because I always felt so horrible. So I've had, I mean, like you, we get decades of sedentary lifestyle. So
Mm.
for me, I tend to set unrealistic goals, I think, because I still feel like I don't really know my body that well. And
Yeah.
I, and it's kind of eye-opening for me to see how long it takes to get the progress that I want. I just, yeah, I guess I need to stop like comparing myself to other people because I see other people that are, in their mid 50s and late 50s and 60s even that are in so much better shape. And I'm thinking, well, I should be able to build up my muscles and I should be able to make this much progress. And then I tend to feel disappointed when I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Well,
one
I've
challenge I
always,
have for myself, I learned to set realistic goals. I'm learning that, you know.
yeah. Yeah. I've always been a larger person, so exercise has not been my favourite thing because I just can't do it. I struggle to do all the running and the cardio workouts and aerobics and things like that. Physically, it's just too hard, and I'm in too much pain to be able to do that. But when you think of exercise, that's what you think of. They tell you go to
Right.
the gym, do this, run around, jogging, sprinting. I can't do it. And so you just feel like a failure. But, we don't have to do that. We can just do the
Yeah.
mild exercise, just do these little workouts, strengthen our muscles. Doesn't all have to be physical. And, those voices are still very loud in my head, like, what's doing a little bit of rebounding? Is that going to really do anything? Well, it is. It's making me feel
Right.
great. But then when I listen to these other voices, they're like, oh, it's rebounding. That's easy. My husband, that's easy. Even his
But
arm
it's
challenge, that's
not.
easy. It's not much.
Yeah, it's not necessarily easy. I mean, I know
Yeah,
for me when I got on the rebounder, my calves were killing me. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, it's a good workout for sure. So Robin says I do 2 days and skip one to allow my muscles a rest day. Yeah, and I
yeah,
think that if we start alternating, arms one day, well, I'll check out the hip workout. We'll see because I know that I have people who want me to post my lower back exercises um,
yeah,
as well, and often often a hip problems actually originate in the lower back. So I'll be really curious. I haven't watched the video from the UK guy, but I'm curious to see if any of his hip exercises actually target the lower back.
mm,
Because it's all connected. You've got you're like your hip flexors and everything. They actually go around your body and they attach to your lower back at the spine area. And then they go all the way. I mean, and well, there's all this connection. I don't know exactly if where they've attached, but I remember my physical therapist said lower back is all attached, hip flexors, and then they go down to your knees. I was having low back problems, but I was also having knee problems and hip problems. And I remember too when my mom got spinal stenosis and she was like compensating for her spinal stenosis, she didn't feel it in her back, she felt it in her knee. And so it's all connected. And so I'll be curious to see. I'll look and see what his exercise. Maybe next week when we come back, maybe we can watch his video if it's not too long and take a look and see what he's doing, and see if
Yeah.
that's something that we would like to do.
And I wonder if this lady that we're doing the arm challenge, she might have some other exercises as well that we could try.
I'm gonna look at her channel too. Yeah, and see. Yeah, her stuff is hard. Yeah, Pilates is a great challenge. Yes, and this is Pilates. I just, she says that in the video that this is Pilates, and people underestimate how hard it is, but it is hard.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so Julia. Hi, Julia. I think it was Anthony. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Fazy?
Fazy, yeah.
Explain muscle building. Okay. He said to do sets to failure, then allow a day or two for the muscle tissue to repair because the repair process is where growth is. Yeah. Okay. That's good. So we're going to have to make sure we do that and do, so maybe we need 3 sets of exercises.
Well, how about next month we can do arms and then the next day hips, arms, hips, hips, and just do that for the month. And then the third month we should do something else.
Add another. Yeah. We can see how it's affecting our bodies, which is good because it's like add one thing at a time, and that way you can really evaluate.
Yeah. So we don't want to lose the progress we've made on our arms. So we'll continue to do that the month. But then every second day we do the hips, which means we're not going to have so much pain in the hips because we get that day of rest in between.
And based on maybe we'll even progress further with the arm exercises and building up strength. Yeah, if we allow that repair.
We can do the measurements and see if that's made a difference having that extra month. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
Let's miss this one. So Kate says rebounding isn't easy. That's right. I've done 75 hard 2 times this year. So it's 90 minutes of exercise probably per day, and added rebounding. The second round killed my calves. Yeah, absolutely. Like Lindy and I, when we do rebound, don't even really get off the, no air.
No, I call it a gentle rebound. It's more for the lymphatics and just so I'm standing up and getting some movement in. So it's just I call it a healing bounce. Yeah.
I have done some where I get some air, and I had to challenge for myself to try to see if I can get up to 100 bounces in the month. And I think I got pretty close, but I had to be careful because as soon as I started bouncing up high, my bladder would have to go to the bathroom.
I don't actually have a handrail for mine yet. I need to get one, but they're quite expensive for the model that I've got. It's a couple of $100 just to get a handrail. So I currently,
I paid less than that for my whole rebounder that came with a handrail.
Yeah, but I got like a top of the line one because I needed the weight limit. So I can't. Yeah. So I needed one.
So what's the weight limit on yours?
Oh, I think it's about 400 pounds or something now. Yeah, 350 or 400, something like that.
That's interesting because mine had a weight limit of 450 pounds, and maybe it's Australia versus the US as far as maybe things are cheaper, but I think I paid about $120 or something for mine, and it had the hand rail, and it was a 450 pound weight limit. So it might be a difference in where you live versus where I live.
Yeah, we don't have the same models that you guys have, and if you have them shipped over here, like the deliveries, it's astronomical.
Crazy. Yeah,
we don't have all the wonderful products you've got. Like you've got the Life Pro vibration plate. I'd love to get one of those, but it's just I can't afford it. The delivery fees is just way too expensive. So
crazy.
I've got a little cheapy one, which now I'm under the weight limit, so I can stand on the new ones.
Oh, good.
Now, so
good. But it sounds like even though it's an inexpensive one, it's still doing great things for you.
Oh yeah, and it's going to last for a long time. So I will get a handrail probably in the next couple of months. That's I'll definitely invest in one because I would like to try different moves, but I'm just too scared to do anything a little bit more
Oh
adventurous
yeah,
because I don't have the balance. Yeah.
yeah, don't take those risks. It's
No.
yeah, no, I wouldn't do it at all without my handrail. So see, Josephine says, when I started, I wanted to get better quick, but now 8 minutes in, I need to stop pushing so much as I end up hurting myself, which is making it harder to heal. So happy with all the challenges,
Yeah.
changes so far. Excellent. Yeah, it's so true because we have to be careful not to injure ourselves. Because yeah, I mean, when you go too fast into trying to get fit, you just end up hurting yourself. And
Yeah,
that's
and I found mentally I want to do a lot more than I physically can. So mentally I want to climb a mountain and go hiking and do all this, but then when I go out,
right.
physically my body's like, "You're not ready for this." And so
That's
just
right.
your mind and body talking to each other, they're on two different levels. So you really have to listen to your body if it's hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're getting any better with knowing where that boundary is between like how far you can push yourself versus when it's too much?
The goalposts are moving, yeah, and sometimes I am a little bit overcautious too, like if we're going out and once my hip starts to play up and I start to limp, then I know I need to slow it
Mhm.
down. I need to take a rest, sit down or whatever, but
Right.
definitely my hip will tell me when I've had enough, and then I need to
Okay.
listen to it. If I push through it, I can't walk for the next day or 2, so, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
just a reminder, gentle reminder, "Hey, take it slow."
Yeah, so you pay for it if you push past, and that's just not worth it. I know I'm still noticing. Are you noticing any popping at all in your shoulders or crunching or anything as you're doing these exercises?
No, I don't get the popping or crunching,
Oh
just
yeah.
the aches, so, yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
still
I'm
do.
enjoying something. That's weird.
The Yeah, and I don't know if it's just that things are loosening or I don't know what it is. I know when I was in Texas and I met with Amy, who I'm doing the children's book with, she has a lot of conditions like I do with MCAS but she has Ehlers-Danlos, which is the connective tissue disease, and where like her shoulder joint will like completely come out. It's very loose joints and it's super hyper flexibility. And she actually put me through all the steps of the assessment, like she knows them all. And she put me through all of them. And she said, based on how I did, she said, I probably have it. But it would be very mild, I think, if I do. So that may be why I'm noticing the popping. And
Yeah.
but it comes later. It comes later. And those robot arms is really what does it. The ones where you go like this,
Yeah, yeah.
that really does it for me. So, all right. So
So
let's
I
see
wonder if
here.
these exercises are helping, these arm exercises, if they're helping you with that condition at all.
I don't know. I don't know. But I don't feel like and it doesn't feel like it's hurting me when I feel that popping. It doesn't feel like it's hurting. It doesn't it just I hear it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me. Yeah. So, okay. So Jay says, I know this is not very nice to say, but I've skipped days because listening to all the matchy fashion talk while doing the arm exercises gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
Totally. You
Mute
know what?
it.
And it's funny
Mute it.
because oh yeah, I get comments all the time on my channel, or we have the arm challenge chat group through Meet Sisters. That's
Yeah.
probably one of the biggest comments. So here's what you do. You turn her way down, and then I just have my phone right under the TV. Like I put her on the TV, so it's a big screen, right? Turn her so I can't hear her. And then I just put on my phone, put like a YouTube video or something on that I watch or music I listen to, and then I do it with that. And just like
Yeah.
after you've done the first few times, you know what to do, right?
Yeah,
Now,
you just need that visual following the exercises so you know when to move to the next one. But then just put your favorite tunes on. Definitely.
yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
found
I
another
don't know.
YouTuber does exercises and follow her and said, okay, that's cool. Yeah,
Ah,
no, I totally get it because it's like the first time around, and I'm sure she's doing it because it's just filling in this empty space, right? You got to
yeah.
talk about something, but it gets old, and she's probably making money, I'm guessing, off of the clothes, the workout clothes that she's wearing and stuff. I mean, they're cute, but
I know.
yeah, no.
Maybe one day we can squeeze into something like that too.
Oh my
We're
goodness, I
nerded
know.
in
She's
that.
got the flattest belly. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's much with the clothes and nails. Yeah. Although you know, I've got my nails. I get my nails done. So
We don't have to talk about it. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, good advice. Thanks. Yeah, it does. You're not alone in this problem for sure. Yeah, that is definitely a thing with her. So if we do end up doing any of her other videos, it'll be interesting to see if she does the same thing
Yeah.
or if yeah, but
Feel
turn her
free to post
down.
the link. Yeah, feel free to post the link to the other person you found, and we may check her out. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Let us know. And if it's someone who's, equally good and doesn't talk about clothes and nails all the time,
we
that'd be
may.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, she's sponsored. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to make money. I mean, when what you do is YouTube and that's your job, then sure, you got to make money. So, all right. So we are going to so next week when we come back, I realize it won't be officially 30 days, but it'll be our fourth week doing it. So maybe we should just, consider, we're going to continue it, but maybe do you want
yeah,
to do our measuring again before we come back
absolutely.
on?
Yeah,
Okay.
do a measuring before. We'll go take some photos. I'm not
Yeah.
really. I don't think there's going to be much change, to be honest. I think it's too early to tell, but never know.
Well, I did notice something interesting, and of course, it may have been before. Okay, so I'm wearing my tank top, so you can see I still have my flap, right? But I can definitely see a little more when I flex, and
No,
I noticed, yeah. So not a lot, right? But I can see a little bit when I flex, so I know that I'm getting some muscle.
yeah,
Not a lot, but it's coming. So I did notice that. And I also noticed when there was really weird, you can't see it when I do this. And maybe if I can catch a video of it, I'll post it. But there's a portion down lower that I can see moving when I flex that I never noticed before. So
nice.
I'm curious to know if that's what they're talking about with the fascia getting
Okay.
more toned. I don't know. But if there is any difference in measurement, I think it's going to be very small, at least at this point in the game. Yeah.
Well, I
So,
don't wear single tops. I just wear my longs. So I don't really notice anything. Yeah. So maybe I don't
yeah.
even have a top, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I maybe should invest in it so I can take more of
Okay. So the
that.
channel name is Fabulous 50s. Okay, cool. That sounds great. We'll have to check that out and see. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to continue to work on getting in shape, especially if someone is already in their 50s and doing this, although honestly, with the girl that we're watching, who knows how old she really is? I don't know. She doesn't say, but I bet you she's older than she looks. I
Oh, for
wouldn't be
sure.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she's at least in her 40s, you know.
Yeah. I'll have to
So,
look her up. Maybe she's got a bio or
yeah,
a
maybe we can, yeah, maybe we can
register.
find out how old she is. Some people surprise me that they're, how young they look, and they're actually a lot older than we expect. So, cool. Well, we will check her out. So, awesome. All right. Well, I think we can wrap things up. Lindy, for anyone who's brand new, you want to give them a quick overview of your YouTube channel?
Yeah, you can catch me at Lindy. Sorry, my birds are going off. Yeah, I was 800 pounds down to 260-ish. I can't remember now. Pam's been on my journey for 2.5 years, strict carnivore, and loving it. So if you want to follow my journey, you can definitely just Lindy on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. And my channel is Midlife Carnivore. I have been a carnivore for about 13 months now, a little over 13 months. And I went on the carnivore diet because I was completely disabled with mast cell activation syndrome. So my primary reason was for healing for that. But I was also about 350 pounds. My highest was about 350. And so I have done great. I've down about 125 pounds of body fat, gained like 25 pounds of muscle, and my mast cell activation syndrome is so under control now that I don't have to take rescue meds, which I was taking like 2 to 3, sometimes 4 times a week. My rosacea is completely healed, almost completely, a little bit, but you can't really tell. And my gut is healing, and my pain is healing, and my mental fog and cognitive healing is crazy. Absolutely. So if you want to follow and go check out my journey, you can follow me at Midlife Carnivore. So, and thank you so much, Robin. All right. Thank you, Jay. Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks so much, Robin. Okay, everybody, keep it up. Let's get those arms pumping, and we will be checking in another week. We're going to do it a little bit later next week because Lindy said that the Steak and Butter Gang people are meeting while we're having this video. So we want to give them a chance to join us. And so we're probably going to be moving it out further. So it's going to be Pacific time. Yeah, an hour later. So 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. And so that will be 10:30 on Saturday, Lindy's time. It'll be 5:30 on Friday, my time. So if you're on the East Coast of the US, it's going to be 8:30 p.m. So hopefully that's going to give a lot of the people from Steak and Butter Gang that are following us and taking part a chance to join in. And yeah. So yes, thank you so much, Josephine. So glad that you joined us, and awesome. Okay, well, I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and we're going to go ahead and say goodbye.
See you next week.